Hello, we're on. Hello, Western Wind citizenry of the world, and anyone else that has happened to be listening. This is one of the first of many new communication videos amongst us, betwixt us. I am Todd Frizzell, as many of you know. If you don't know me, Todd. You can call me Todd. And I am going to be offering to you the chance to communicate with me on so many things. For example, singing, music, voice, anything like that. I'm here for the community which has given me so very much over such a long time. And so I will be, you can catch me at, of course, tfrzzz@aol.com. I'm on Facebook through the Western Wind site or my own site. I'm on YouTube. That will probably be where you can see this video. And I am just going to start right now with some basic. This the first video is about warm up. And warming up is essential to good singing. When you warm up, there are the most important factors which come into play are your breath and breath energy, your opening up the tone, and working through various components of whatever kind of voice you have. The one thing that is most encouraged here is to let it go. The best thing about quarantine is you can just do this and feel free. You can absolve yourself of any guilt that you might have. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is I'm going to give you some ideas of what to start with. I would consider yourself to be both singer and teacher, because you can utilize technology to return to the scene of the crime and see what's happening in your voice, and what would you say as the teacher to the singer. So the first thing is breathing, and we breathe intercostally, we breathe diaphragmatically, and we breathe abdominally. And there are moments in life when we exercise, for example, that we're really breathing well, but when we're not, we have to sort of recreate those. Most things come from the core of our body, which is where our legs adjoin to in our abdomen and thorax areas. But everything falls into line. So, for example, let's do a breathing exercise. Now, when we breathe in, it's going to be slow motion, because that's what singing is, a slow motion endeavor. So when we breathe in, we're going to breathe in, count to 10, and then we're going to expel that. We're going to count to 15. See how we can do that. All right. You can breathe in through the nose. You can breathe in through the toes. You can breathe in through the back of the head. Those are some of the better ones. The one that is least preferred is the throat breath, because that's just going down into here, and that's kind of shutting off everything else. So I sometimes think that I've got a straw on the top of my head, and I'm sucking up the air from there when I'm breathing, and it usually puts it in the right place. So let's do this. Ready? And to exhale, we're going to do it in slow motion. And so you can feel how good that is. Now that zzz sound should not be a hindrance to where the breath is. The halo of breath should be above you and on the sides of you. It goes beyond your skin. It goes beyond the encasement of your throat. It really expands, and the sound is there just as much as it is inside there. So you get to think of where the core is, where the perimeters are, and you can go back and forth between the core and the perimeters. It's like being your own bat cave. So once we get those, and we get really a firm center of gravity, we're breathing all the way up and down the brain stem, and from the legs, the floor, and utilizing that. And that's its own concentration. Then we start doing pitches, and the most important thing for a voice is pitch. You can have what you think is an ugly voice. You can sing ardently. It doesn't really matter. When you become an analyst of your own voice, which you can, it is about, first and foremost, pitch. And everyone has a different way of achieving that. Try them all. You never know which one you haven't used that's going to work well for you. And you, so we're going to do that. We're going to load up with some breath. I use basically a great application on my phone called App Accompanist, and it has all of the, it has everything. Basically, you need to work songs in different languages, songs of different historical periods, songs you grew up with, things that are instilled in you, and things that you haven't learned yet that you have projected that you might want to learn. So one of those things might be, but it also starts with it has a huge amount of exercises. So we're going to start with a 5-note scale. A 5-note scale starting in a comfortable range is what most vocal teachers are going to have you doing, so that your support is low, you're comfortable, and you're not bothered by what the voice might be doing. And so we're not going to stifle the voice to where it wants to go. We're going to get a nice forward and backward sensibility to it, and we're going to press. Good. Those are a simple way of starting your voice, a 5-note up and down. It's not reaching too bad. And with this wonderful toy, you can take it back down. So, like a masseuse would sort of work a muscle. It's not going too far to where the comfort zone is. So then you could go back down. Good. And then, so those are 5-note scales. Start them in the middle of the voice, and then you can carry them up. This will go up to a very uncomfortable place for you. But then you can massage each of the areas of the voice. We have what's called a passaggio. Every voice has it. And this will tell you exactly where it is, where the voice says, "What are you doing?" And you're basically, you are shedding the lower part of your voice for the upper part of your voice. But we all have everyone has a different way of approaching this. But I think the word for me that works the most is shedding, so that you actually have a sense of finding the new amidst the old. And now, so another thing that is so great are arpeggios. So let's see. That's about this one. Oh, simple. So those are a different way of feeling the voice. Now, the rise and the rising and lowering of the voice needs to be negated by a leveling in your head, and that will affect your breath. And to keep the low breath is the way to do that. And then there's one more that I think are very. It's called vowel unification. All right, let's go up a little bit in here. I, O, I, O, I, O, I, O, So these are very comfortable. I push myself way out of the comfort zone to find parts of my voice that I need to utilize. I need to have it. Tenors, it's a horrible life. But as we age, that's an important thing to work on. So even if you're young, it's an important thing to work on. I just wish I'd have worked on it then. But anyway, so this was a little exposure, a little taste of what you can do. Then I might go to my song repertoire and incorporate some of the principles that I'd used in the vocalizing to some of the songs. This has all the songs. It has the classical songs, the oratorio songs, the music theater songs, and every category of those is something that can give you gratification and expand your horizon a little bit. And I always do it till my head spins a little bit, and then I'm feeling like a whole nother person. And that's transformation. And I thank you, and I look forward to further contacts with you.